ahead and talk about what we truly came here to talk about, which is the Apple Store lady. Okay, so if you guys don't know much about her, let me put her photo up. And I want to start by saying that I did invite her to the live. Give me a second. Let me get the effects right here. I did invite her to the live. Unfortunately, she has decided not to attend, and that's fine. That it's not going to change what we're doing tonight. The point of this live, and I tell this to people when I reach out to my potential defendants on Karen's court, I always try to tell them, like, first of all, you don't have to attend. Second of all, the point of the live is to get the truth. So it's not to bash you. It's not to, have trolls harass you or anything like that. The point of the live is to talk to you and figure out what it is that is going on and how we can either assist you. But if there are problems, how can we solve those issues? In this case, you have somebody who got popular off of her dance crave when she was doing the dancing in the Apple Store. And as she kind of went to TikTok, things became viral. People started to notice how she neglected, at least this is what they claim, she neglected her children. At the same time, there was the allegation that her niece was SA'd in her presence, okay? During a time when she was on live, there is a audio when she's doing her makeup or her wig, where you can audibly hear her niece telling her cousins, which is her sons, to not touch her, to not kiss her, to not grab her. And however, they proceed to do that anyway. Now, I also wanted to give her the opportunity to dispel any of the rumors that people have. At the same time, people are like, well, if there's no troll pages and all of this and that, well, you have to understand, I grabbed video to show you what she has been going through. So I'm not going to allow a troll to come up here who doesn't show their face. And I know one girl, she was like, well, what's the definition of a troll? Well, first of all, if you have to ask, you're probably not a fucking troll. Let's just clear it up. Okay, a troll is somebody who hides behind the account. They don't show their face. The only thing they show, if they even have any followers, are people, or they're just showing random content. That's not who I want to talk to. I want to talk to people who have opinions on what this mother is going through. But I also wanted to give her the opportunity to tell us what she's going through. You can only see so much off of a TikTok live stream. So it was important to me to reach out to her. Now, she felt some sort of way that, this may be a bashing session, and that's not what it was going to turn. Well, that's not what the plan was. Like I said, I wanted to give her an opportunity, a space to talk to people, and to also give people the opportunity to talk to her and tell them what they see. At the end of the day, if you are a parent, you know what it's like to struggle. You know what it's like when the kids are around. When the kids are around and you're trying to do something. However, at the same time, it's an issue. She has had CPS called on her. Why? I wanted to bring attention to that matter. And I also wanted to have the discussion. When do we, as viewers, as consumers of content, when do we make the decision to get involved in something? You know what I'm saying? When are we allowed to get involved? When should we get involved? And that's what was the point of this conversation. So for those of you guys who are interested in talking about this, you are more than welcome to send in a guest request. Once again, like I said, I wanted her to talk about what she's been going through and to give her an opportunity to discuss with everybody the issues. At the end of the day, I spoke to a CPS worker who has dealt with cases like this, who have dealt with cases where children being abused in the home, or people seeming to believe that children have been abused in the home. And so the point of this conversation was to also give you guys as viewers the insight from actual CPS workers who have stated, and I took some notes, what they look for when they actually go to a home, because sometimes people feel as though that CPS is what you may feel is a dirty home to you is not necessarily dirty to CPS, right? So everyone has different cleaning standards. Everyone has different standards of how they take care of their children. So once again, after speaking to a CPS expert or somebody who actually worked with CPS as a CPS social worker, I was able to get some more insight on how we as viewers respond to situations like this. So oftentimes when we see these kind of cases, you have to understand that sometimes what we see and what is actually going on may not actually be reality. So if you're somebody who wants to come up here and talk about that, if you're someone who worked for CPS, but I also want to talk about mental health. So let's lead the conversation with mental health. I think from what I've been able to gather, what I've been able to watch off of TikTok from her is that she seems to be going through a hard time, whether it's from her trolls, which is why I wanted her to talk to us about them, whether it's from the people who are leaving nasty comments about her, people making troll accounts to make numerous edited videos about her. I wanted to get her thoughts and opinions on that. This is detrimental to a lot of people's health. Somebody in my comment section had said, aren't you worried that she could unalive herself because you're having a live? Well, you have to understand, people are allowed to have conversation. And when you have a conversation, when you put something out on the internet, people are allowed to talk about it. People are allowed to have ethical conversation. People are allowed to have non-ethical conversation. Once something happens on the internet, we do not get to control the means of that communication. We don't get to control how people utilize it and how people flip it around for their own benefit. So that being said, I'm going to let some people up here in the box once again, and the only people who are going to be allowed are people who have actual accounts. So if I have moderators in here, and I don't know if you're in here, I will not be allowing anybody who has a private account, because if you can't say it publicly, then don't say it privately. You must have your camera on. I will not allow anybody who comes up here and does not have their camera on. You will not.
Friends, I don't know the whole story about what's going on. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't have added to live.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can scoop me on what's going on, because I'm seeing this everywhere, and I used to be really good friends with her, and I went to school with her.
Okay. Well, there's a lot that's going on. It's kind of hard to kind of catch you up right now in the middle of hosting what we're talking about.
This kind of worries me a little bit for her.
Okay.
Because, I've been seeing her stuff go viral, and her blacking out her profile, and kind of worried for her. So I don't know if you guys can kind of keep me up to speed here. Sorry for all the 6,000 people spying, being like, why doesn't she know if you went to support her, blah, blah, blah. But I would love to know what's going on.
Okay, so I can't really educate you fully what's going on right now, because I have so many people who do know what's going on and they want to talk about it. What I can ask you to do is step down and listen, and watch some videos and some content about her, and you'll be able to kind of clue yourself in. Okay.
Well, okay. I'm sorry for wasting your time, you guys.
That's okay. That's okay. That is So Fetch. What's up?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Good. What's up? What are your thoughts?
Okay. So I am a victim of Shay.
Okay.
As a lot of us are. I don't know if you know about the neglect charge that she does have on her.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So with that, that's just something all within itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you want to start, from the mental health or the abuse, or.
Well, how are you a victim of hers?
Okay. I tried to help her before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves. So instead of helping her, I chose to just raise awareness about her, because maybe the right person will reach out to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It does take time, and it does take a lot of people to raise awareness about the situation. I don't think it's trolling at all. It's not trolling. The main people that do troll her are people that have to go on other accounts because she blocked the real account, because they start telling her about herself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us actually supported her, and a lot of us actually wanted to really help the girl. We really
Mm-hmm.
try. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have messages on my Instagram sending her recipes, you know, just talking to her about jobs. She does not want the help. She'll tell you there, like, why would I don't need your help. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need this. I don't need that. And her intentions for getting online, we all know, like, you know, the whole panhandling situation. What I don't like
Mm-hmm.
about what she does is she'll get the money. People will send her money. And because, okay, her recent thing was her oldest son was getting bullied in
Mm-hmm.
school because of his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
People sent her money to get her son the shoes. Not only did she not get the shoes, she comes back with either liquor, a wig, a new
Mm-hmm.
dress, new makeup. You know, it's always something. She lies constantly, and she'll lie, and then she'll realize she did lie, and she'll have to, you know, it just keeps piling up. It's a lot
Mm-hmm.
that she has going on. So,
Well, I
and
saw the
wise
instance in which she bought a ring light instead of like a coat
coats. She bought
for
ring.
her coats for her sons, and her reasoning was because there are free programs for where you can get some coats for free. Yeah, I mean there's free programs
Just
where you
like
can
even
get
Toys
coats
for Tots.
and
Just
Toys
like
for Tots and all of that. But if you don't need that resource, it shouldn't be a crutch for you in order to take care of your children, though. There are free resources for a lot of things, but also as a mother, you should take care of your children
exactly,
first instead
exactly.
of worrying about a ring light.
If you want to be a content creator, you know, I feel like you just got to learn what comes with being a content creator. And I think that Shay chose to be a content creator over her children. But
Mm-hmm.
her main thing is my children are not my content. Yet when you need money for your children, they become your content. So that's
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
fair. That's not right, because now people want to know, okay, well, what happened to that money I gave you for your child's coat? Well, what happened
Mm-hmm.
to that money I gave you for your kids' shoes or anything else that you needed? You never back up what you're saying. Her kids didn't even have a Christmas. Her
Mm-hmm.
son's birthday was January 26th. He didn't even have a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And people actually contribute to helping her. And she doesn't do anything about it. She doesn't take accountability. She literally takes the money and she laughs in your face like, you gave it to me. You're the one
Mm-hmm.
giving me the money. So why are you upset because you keep giving me the funds?
Mm-hmm. And that's what I find interesting is that when I look into what she says, and like that's why I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to give her the opportunity. But I saw when she responded to my video that it was obvious to me that that was not her intent. She wants to be able to, because she knows if she comes up here, we're going to have actual conversation. It's not about, one way or the other. It's okay, do you actually need this help? Here's the thing. Panhandling on TikTok is not a job. Okay. That's not a job. So when I look at people like OMG Terrence and I look at I look at this guy named Austin Stimulant who sits there and goes, send me $1, send me this, send me that. That's not a job. That's not an influencer. That doesn't make you an influencer and say
Exactly.
you're using TikTok for income. Okay, because you should be giving something in order for people to give back to you. Now you're saying she scammed you because you gave her some money and she didn't use the
I
funds.
never gave her a dime.
Oh, okay.
I caught
Just
on
by promoting her.
Yeah, I literally it was a couple of us, and it's still people that are in her lives that try to send her uplifting, messages or try to comment positivity, but she only responds to the negative. She literally only responds to the negative.
Yeah, and
So,
I sat in some of her lives just on an incognito. It's interesting. She responded to me today, and
yeah.
then she blocked me. And I find that interesting because it's like I didn't say I actually messaged her, text her, and was like, hey, I just want to talk to you, give you an opportunity. You say you have a lot of trolls. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about that. And she never responded. And then, like I said, she blocked me.
If you're not on her side, if you don't agree with her, you're automatically blocked. If you don't enable what she has going on, you're automatically blocked. Some people had legit reasons not to be blocked.
Giving her money.
Oh yeah.
Is it a concern? Because like when I look at these people, a lot of people are still gifting. There's a lot of people who realize the scam, but then there's a lot of people who are still gifting. Why do you think people are so compelled to still gift to her?
I don't know why they feel like they still compelled. Let me tell you one thing though. There are a lot of new people that get hip to her and they start to feel sorry like we did. So a lot of the people that do contribute to her are new. They don't understand what's going on. They feel sympathy for her. So they send her money, but eventually they'll start to see the real her. And that's when they'll stop. It's always somebody new that's in her life. And she knows how to play that. She knows how to manipulate them into thinking, oh, my kids need this or I need that. And they send her the money. And then once they start seeing her true intentions, that's when they stop. But it's really mostly always somebody new sending her money.
I want to go quickly to MSG. What's going on? I want to make sure you're here for the right reasons here.
I agree exactly what she was saying earlier. I used to work in behavioral health, and we worked with a lot of kids that were with CPS and trying to unite families back together. But you know what? She said it perfectly. You also can't make these parents want to be parents.
Right.
It's a lot of work. And a lot of times that's exactly how it is. And the sad part is the only people that are being affected by this negatively are the children. And I think that's also the reason when she said people still keep giving her money. I think the reason being is because when she does this on these lives, she does, like you said, she brings up her children when she wants something. And so guess what happens? People have a heart, and the first thing they think of, oh, these babies need A, B, and C. They're assuming that she's going to, as a mother, take care of these kids, and then that just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And that's what the sad part is. You know, it breaks your heart, but what are you going to do?
It does. And for those of you guys who we call CPS, here's the thing. I talked to somebody from CPS and they have worked with CPS for years. When they come into a home, we have to understand when they're looking at cleanliness, they're not looking for the white glove test. They don't care about that. They're looking at, you know what? Yeah, the room might be dirty. It may not be my definition, meaning I might have folded the clothes up very neatly. Everybody has a place for everything, but that's not what they're looking for. Is it livable?
No.
Is it safe? Is it, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with, how you may take your child to the doctor. You know, we are allowed to practice holistic methods. So as long as the child doesn't look malnourished, unfortunately, the only time police and them get involved and consider it neglect or child abuse is once the child has already passed away. Because then it's like, okay, where did you fail?
That's so sad.
And that's unfortunate. That's when they actually look into it, because by that time that's the neglect, because you can feed your child a healthy meal of fruits and veggies, but if your child looks healthy, that's good enough for them, because that's healthy, that's considered healthy. We can't control that. So that's why I said, when I look at her videos, I look at her kids, you can only see them for a little bit because of if she's doing, most of the time she's going live doing her makeup, right? And that's why I said, I wonder, I guess she's really using her children to push the pocket for everybody, to really pull at the heartstrings.
Let me ask you, did you see the one video where her oldest son's bones were literally sticking out? Like you could see ribs, you could see his shoulder blade was just it's her setup for her live is blocking the kitchen. Like they need access to the kitchen.
And he'll skirt by real quick.
Huh?
And he'll go by real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. He asks for food or water sometimes and she'll say the kitchen's closed. So it's like, is she
Scared of what? Ain't nobody scared of nobody. I'm not scared of nobody. Please go on with the scared shit, because I'm not scared of nobody. Everybody knows I'm not scared of nobody. Karen, anybody else on this world? It's not. I don't need to be scared of y'all. Y'all scary. Y'all scary because look, y'all on the internet trying to scare somebody. Y'all on the internet trying to scare somebody, trying to tell somebody they scared. Scared of what? Scared of whom? Scared of whom? Scared of whom?
All the time, like, TikTok is not going to go anywhere. Your kids are growing right in front of your face. Your kids that are dealing with these issues that need you are the people you have to go to first. People have seen me on live literally say, I got to go real quick. My daughter calling me. When my daughter called me, I don't care what it's for. This live can go and I can come back. If y'all really support me, y'all will come back with me. I feel like there's two issues here. One, she's afraid that being gone from this app is going to take away her fame. Why? One, because you only got your fame off of a dance that happened 10 years ago. I'm just going to keep it a wrap. Okay. So right now, her mentality is more so focused on keeping the following versus keeping her family straight. You see what I'm saying? The second thing that really bothered me is, and I could be wrong, so let me say that before I say this. I feel like she's either been violated in some way and is okay with it, or something happened in her circle that she's okay with dealing with that. Why do I say that? Because to see that little girl scream that live, don't touch me, and you are literally just still there applying your makeup as if it is natural, as if this is not something that bothers you. If it bothers us, it should bother you because you are in the vicinity of where it's happening. You see what I'm saying? For her to continue to do her makeup and have people that are literally telling her, get off of live, because I was in some of her lives and literally heard the kids screaming still after this came out.
Yeah.
And we are literally in the live like, get off the live, bro. Get off the live. Y'all ain't got to worry about my kids. My kids straight. Why y'all sitting up here talking about what I'm doing with my kids? I need to worry about your life. And it's like, no, we as parents are trying to tell you something's going on, even if it's not your fault.
You guys, listen, she's coming up, so let me take a moment and give her, I want to give her.
First of all, let me say this.
I would like
that
to
is so
drop.
88 is a troll. You need to get that bitch the fuck up out of here.
Okay, well, hold on. I was going to say I'm going to drop everybody so you can speak by your.
No troll.
Well, let me drop everybody out. Thank you, everybody. I'll let you back up later after she's allowed to talk. Can you turn your camera on for me? Okay. Thank you and I know you did not want to come here, so let me.
Yeah, I really didn't, because this is my thing. This is why I did not want to come here. I did not want to come here because, for one, these people have harassed me countless of times. Two, these people make up lies. They make up lies. They make up lies about me. They make up lies about my kids. But I'm not gonna lie. Some of it is true. Of course, they screen record. They go screen record. They see me as an influencer. I never said that I was an influencer. So yeah, that's. What was your question? Why?
I mean, well, Lachey, I wanted to ask you. I mean, the issue that a lot of people have, and what I wanted to talk to you about was the bullying, and why do you feel that you were being trolled and being bullied? But also, I wanted to talk about the incident that happened with your niece and why people felt so compelled to contact CPS, felt so compelled that your niece was in some sort of trouble at the time.
She was in trouble, but it wasn't my kid.
So watching. It wasn't your son.
Yeah, they going around saying that it was my son, and I already talked about CPS. I already talked to CPS. They gone. They don't need to come back over here. They checked my house out. They said everything is fine. My kids is fine.
But can you admit though, when you were doing, because I watched the live, when you were doing your makeup, and you hear her saying, "Don't touch me, don't kiss me, don't touch my booty," and all this, you kept doing your makeup. You would pause, and then you would hear it, and then you would continue. You allowed that assault to happen in your presence.
But how is it sexual assault when these kids don't know nothing about sexual assault?
It is sexual assault. They don't have
How
to.
is it sexual assault when these? How is it sexual
Let
assault
me
when these
explain.
kids?
Any
How is it sexual assault when these kids don't know about
Do you want
sexual
me to give
assault?
you the definition?
These are younger
Sexual
kids.
assault is any
These are younger
unwanted
kids.
touching or.
These kids
How
don't
do
know
you
nothing
know?
about that.
How do you know
These
where
kids
that
don't
kid
know
learned?
nothing about
How
that.
do you know? It's sexual assault is any unwanted touching. Any unwanted touching in a sexual nature. If they learned it from somebody else, they don't have
They didn't
to
learn
just
it.
because
They
they're
didn't
kids.
learn it in
How do
my
you
house.
know? You just said they're
They
not your
didn't learn it
kids.
in my
You
house.
just said they not. It don't matter where they learned it. It mattered that it happened in your presence, and you cared more about getting your makeup done and finished than you cared about your niece crying out for help.
My niece yells "mommy" all the time.
No, she didn't yell "mommy." She said, "Stop kissing me." She said, "Stop touching me."
She said "mommy" in the live. She said "mommy" in the live. If you paid attention, she was saying "mommy."
Okay, but at the end of the day, she said, "Stop touching me. Don't kiss me. Don't."
And she wasn't even talking. She wasn't even talking to my child. She was talking to her brother.
So then he shouldn't be doing that. If it don't matter who she's talking to, whoever she's saying she's being assaulted in the middle of you doing a live stream.
Sexual assault when these kids don't know nothing about sexual assault?
They don't have to know anything. Obviously, they know something. If she's telling him, "Don't touch me, don't kiss me," that is a boundary. Boundaries exist no matter how old you are.
I'm still standing on what I said.
And I think that's pathetic. I think that's pathetic that you think
little
that
kids.
I think that that's pathetic that just because you think it's a child that they don't have to have boundaries.
I never said
that. Grown man doing it. Are you going to continue to do makeup?
I never said that.
You just said it's a child.
I never said that.
You did. You said that it's a child. You said that. How does the child know?
I said these kids do not know anything of that nature. These
so
kids
then
does not know anything about no sexual
Explain to them
assault.
what they're doing wrong. Stop the action. Don't continue putting on your makeup. Stop and explain what's happening and say, "Hey, I gotta go." Because you know what? Your makeup was not important at the time. Your niece was important at the time. And her brother was important because he needs to know that that's not appropriate. So that's what you're not understanding. I don't know why you're looking like that because you know it's true. I don't know why
you look at you how I want to look at you.
No, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. No, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Your niece was being sexually assaulted, and you sitting here worried about your makeup.
That's what I was doing at the time, right? I'm not saying.
And that's pathetic, right?
But look, no. But look, that's what I was doing at the time, right? Of course, okay. I was in the middle of it. I don't. Maybe I just paused because I was thinking about what I was gonna say once I got off the live.
You should have ended the live immediately.
And maybe I was saying maybe I was doing what I was doing to think about what I was gonna say when I get off the live. Like I don't have to do.
So
everything.
You continuously allow them to get assaulted.
This is my thing. I don't have to do everything on anybody else's time. I feel like y'all trying to tell me what to do. I'm an adult. I deal with what I deal with off camera. Just me and my sister, we had to talk about this whole conversation. Thanks to these people, I cannot see my niece and nephew.
You shouldn't be able to. You sat there and did. You should don't tell me to shut up. You shouldn't be able to. You just excused. No, don't tell me to shut up. You shouldn't be able to see them because you sat there and let them get assaulted. You don't deserve to see them.
You're doing too much.
Honey, if I was doing a lot, I'd tell you. I'm doing just enough. I'm doing just enough. I'm doing just enough. You deserve every bit the inability to see them. No, you do.
You're doing too much
every
now.
No,
you're doing too much now.
No, you're doing too little. You look like a clown. You're worried about your makeup, and that was the problem while your niece was getting sexually assaulted. While your niece was getting sexually assaulted, you were trying to fix some makeup, and it didn't even look right. That's the problem. That's the problem. No. That's the problem. Let's go ahead and mute you. No, the problem is, sis. You were worried about doing your clown ass makeup when you should have been worried about your niece. That's why you can't see them right now. You should have been worried about your niece and your nephew with your clown ass makeup at the time. Nobody gives a damn about your makeup skills. Your niece was getting sexually assaulted in the middle of you doing your makeup. And you think that means something? Your makeup wasn't even that good. And you risked your niece getting sexually assaulted for what? For what? to do some eyeliner, to do some makeup. You're sad and you're pathetic. Go ahead. Your camera was muted, sis. Your camera was muted. Or your sound was muted. Go ahead. You're muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Sis bad.
Yes, I am mad. I am mad. I am mad that a little girl got sexually assaulted in your presence and you were more worried about your fucking makeup than it didn't even look good. Yes, bitch, I'm mad. I'm mad. You're right. I'm mad.
Look, this is my thing. This is my thing. Look. Pause right quick. Since you've seen everything, did you see the apology video?
I don't give a shit about your apology video. Look how you're sitting here right now. Look how you're sitting here right now. Why do I care about your apology video? You look how you're sitting right here. No, and I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see
the apology video? No, and I don't care because you obviously didn't mean it because the way you're sitting here right now, you didn't mean the apology, so it don't matter.
Oh, so now, but you wanted me here though.
You didn't want to come, and yet you came. You didn't want to come.
You sent your people to my life, so I didn't send
you. You're done.
I pulled up. I've been done. I've been canceled. I don't care.
Yeah, you are done. You are done. Anybody that gives you money, you're done. Bye. Anybody who wants to go ahead and add their 2 cents, you're now able to do so. We're not going to go back and forth. Well, I said what I needed to say. I don't need to sit here and waste some time on somebody who could do some clown ass makeup and excuse their niece getting sexually assaulted. You're done. Anybody that wants to come on up here and add their sense and what they think, because obviously that apology didn't mean anything. So I think we all really clearly know that apology didn't mean shit. So you know what? We're not going to worry about cameras. We're not going to worry about none of that. Go ahead, because I ain't worried about her comfort. She wasn't worried about her niece's comfort, so I don't give a shit about her comfort at this point. Go ahead. Hello? Somebody is echoing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, somebody echoing.
Hello?
China, I'll go ahead and start with you.
Excuse me?
I'll start
Yes,
with
I've been watching her for a very long time, and all she does is cake makeup on her face. Her kids be hungry. All she does is feed them chicken nuggets. She'll cook her a full-blown meal and make her kids go to bed. They be hungry as hell. She have favoritism for her kids, all type of stuff, and I feel like that's not right.
No, I agree with you. You're the one who's echoing, so I'm gonna have to drop you.
Okay.
Go ahead to
Can I speak to the ex who got that screen recorded? I did. Of course I did. Yeah, I have so much to say. I'm going to just go ahead and start with this. First off, she's clearly guilty to me. You blamed everything on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're the adult in that situation. That's what pissed me off so bad. Because it's like, you're sitting up here literally trying to sit up here and say, how do the kids know it's essay? They not supposed to, sweetheart. That's your job.
Right.
You supposed to know that there's something wrong going on in that goddamn household. It's not up to the kids to determine and be judge and jury of what the fuck is going on in your house. You the one that sat up here and took that responsibility. Your ass was supposed to be the one that's supposed to be knowing what's going on in your household. That's the problem.
Exactly.
It is sickening to me that people like this get platforms and they are literally at home, can't even take care of their kids, let alone goddamn millions of followers. Who the hell wants to follow somebody like that?
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying, people giving her money.
Right. And whoever was gifting her, y'all sick as fuck too. I don't care. Because she literally sat there and admitted that she didn't really care what's going on with her niece. Like, and y'all sitting there fucking gifting her. That's it. It's fucking sick on everything.
The thing that got me is at her grown ass age. That's so disappointing. At your big age. And it's just crazy because these are the people that be having kids.
Hold on, somebody is echoing. I need somebody to, if you have headphones on or something, take them off. Kate?
I don't know if it's me. I don't have any headphones in.
Okay, I think. Okay, go ahead, Kay. What are you? No, it is. Wait, hold on. I can't tell if it's headlights or Kay.
It might be me. Hold on.
Okay, Kay, go ahead.
So I've been watching the Apple Store girl for a long time, and what really annoys me is her finances, because it's very simple for her to find a job. Her sitting on live all day and trying to pursue a failed makeup career is pitiful. She got up on live one time and begged us to pay for pads. She told us she couldn't afford pads, and then the next day she got on live and called all of her followers broke after we all came together and bought her menstrual pads. Now, every woman in this life has plenty pads in their closet. There's no excuse for a grown 28-year-old to not have that type of stuff in their home. And I do believe if you don't have pads, you don't have no food. Those kids are malnourished. They're upset because they don't have enough nutrients in their body, and they're not getting enough, outside playtime. They're always in the house watching Coco Melon. Her 4-year-old can't even count to 4. Like, it's crazy. And that's all I have to say. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you coming up. No, I agree with you. I think that shit is sad. And then to sit here and go, well, it's not my son. It don't matter who it is. They're in your presence. It doesn't matter who did it. It don't matter. It's your niece. And that's why you can't see your niece right now. It don't matter. I don't care.
And it pissed me off when she said talking about how they don't know no better. But you sit there and watch it and you talking about, and this would piss me off. She's talking about a reason why I didn't in the live because I was thinking about what I'm gonna say after the live. Yeah. Like, bitch, what? Like, Lord.
The reason I stopped the person from burglarizing my home is because I was thinking about what I was going to say after they did it. Like, do you know how stupid you sound? No, you turn your live off in the moment and you handle the business. If they don't know what they're doing, then they both need to be talked to, educated, and then sent to a therapist so they can understand those actions, because those memories are going to travel with them. You don't just go, I'm doing my pause. I hear her saying she's getting touched. Let me continue doing my fucking makeup that don't even look good.
That shit cakey, raggedy.
And she just be sitting there. And she just be sitting there and letting it happen.
But see, notice how her response
so many times. That is sad. That is.
I'm gonna drop
really
down
sad.
after this, but notice how her response was. Did you see my apology video? She's still trying to get the fucking masses to kiss her ass. And it's like, ma'am, we do not give a damn about your apology video. We do not care.
What that
Can
mean?
I say something?
Yes. Thank you,
how y'all doing? I've been molested at a young age. So when I had start having kids and stuff, you have to explain to your kids certain things. That's what's right and wrong. What she should have did, she should have got off live and talked to her nephew and say, hey, you don't touch her here. You don't kiss her. That's inappropriate. You got to teach these kids at early age what's right and wrong. Mm-hmm. I believe she know what's going on in the house, and she just don't care. It probably is not the first time this done happen. Mm-hmm. And then she's upset that people calling her out. She more worried about her makeup. Like you said, you worry about makeup and you're not even doing a good job.
Right.
Everything else but them kids.
The makeup is not paying your bills. It's one thing if you had a makeup, and hold on, let me make sure I word this correctly. Focus on your makeup if you have a makeup business, but at any point that somebody is being assaulted and your child is being assaulted, or your niece or any child in your care is being sexually assaulted by another person, it don't matter whether they're another kid or not. They learned it from somewhere. And it needs to be
live what they learn.
But she's saying they don't know what it is. They don't know what it is, what sexual assault is. But you need to explain. You can explain to a child.
My thing is, I don't think she knew what sexual assault is. So I think that's the biggest problem too, right there. So.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. She may have had some trauma in her past, and that's understandable. As adults, so when we become adults and we have children, especially in our vicinity, we need to work on our own assault, and we need to work on our own traumas in order so we can properly handle other things that may happen in our presence. You could not tell me if something was going on. I would not sit there and go, if I'm on live right now and if I have my nieces and nephew and I hear something like that going on, I'm not going to be sitting here going, well, I was waiting after Karen's court before I decided to do something. While you could have stopped in the tracks from something happening even worse. Yeah. You're pathetic at that point. You are pathetic.
And she coached her son too. So I'm not hearing shit. And this one I want to say, everybody saw that video what happened to her niece. Everybody heard what she said on this fucking live, which was disgusting. If y'all still wanted to support her, send her money, y'all are fucking weird.
Yeah.
They're sick for doing that.
And you're
just
sick. You're supporting
it's
somebody
really,
who's allowing allow reason for it. There's no reason to allow your child, your niece, and like, well, you think it absolves you because you say it wasn't your son, bitch? That don't absolve you.
Oh my God.
That don't absolve you of anything.
You know what?
Not at all.
You know what, Aunt
Not
Karen?
at all.
As a survivor of child sexual abuse, okay, this is disturbing because of the way that she just, like, it wasn't my kid, and like just trying to play it off like it wasn't even a big deal.
Right.
You know, like it wasn't even a major situation, a major traumatic situation that that has just happened in her household and probably been happening in her household. You know, and I just pray to God that them kids are gone. You know, because I don't know, but I pray to God that they're gone and they're getting some help.
Well, she said that she's not allowed to see her. She said she's not allowed to see her niece and her nephew. Good. Like, she's like, y'all the reason I'm not allowed to see my niece and nephew. No, you're the reason.
How is it our fault? We wasn't sitting there. How's that our fault?
See, that's the problem.
So,
people have to speak up and do something and say something. And you know, this village is huge, and this village, and I'm proud of these people that have spoke up and reported her ass because she needs to be in jail for real, for real. That's the way I feel about it.
Witness to it.
And her sister, and if her sister was any better, she would report her too. I mean, it's obviously that you shouldn't trust her with any kids in the home. I'm gonna go to Rena.
I didn't see the video or any of that, but from what I've been hearing, I know it sounds really bad. But it sounds like she said that CPS had already came and investigated, and it has been taken care of. It wasn't as if she was saying that she's good. She was saying as if it was taken care of already, like the situation is moved on from.
What do you mean?
She wasn't saying that it was good. She was saying that, yeah, I can't. She basically said she can't see her niece anymore. Like some repercussions have already happened.
And there should and good and there should be further. You know, I mean, I don't know who the boy was in there, but absolutely, if that was her son, she shouldn't have him either. Not in the presence, and not to say she should never get her children back, but you need to learn how to handle situations like that. You need to learn how to be a parent, because it's obviously you're not worried about being a parent. Mafia Princess, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
Good. What's up? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I just want to preface just before I speak that I have 15 years in mental health and education. I worked in addiction recovery. I've been in recovery since 2008. So my opinion is based on not only science, but experience. What I see in Miss Shea is someone who is in active addiction. And regardless if it's alcohol or pills or rock or whatever, that will always supersede every thought process. So did it surprise me when I saw, you know, and I was actually, oddly enough, I was in the live that she was, you know, it was when the whole incident happened, and I heard it and I watched it live, and my instant gut reaction was that's addiction. Because addiction, I worked in a treatment center. I worked for Chestnut Health Systems for 3.5 years while I was getting my master's. And, you know, I saw clients, it was like a revolving door. You know, you would have them come in, they'd go out. If they didn't die, because most of them, you know, they would use when they left the way they did when they came in. And that was typically like a death shot. So when I look at her and I know that alcohol is her drug of choice, and I saw her buy those pills, those little, you know, and in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I am a 12-stepper. And if anybody is, you know, disillusioned with that,
I'm a 12.
That's on you. we try every method possible. I mean, I tried until 2008, and my sobriety date is February 13th of 08. I tried everything, everything. I said, oh, I'm going to work out. Oh, I'm going to get up early. Oh, I'm going to switch. I'm not going to drink, brown liquor because that makes me crazy. And I'm going to switch to, clear liquor. And I did all these things to try to continue to pacify those thoughts in my head of I'm not an alcoholic. And when I see her, Karen, like, and I'm going to just be, when I like her and Terrence are like a match made in heaven because there's so many similarities, and it's that trauma from childhood, which I'm guessing she has.
Yep.
And I'm going to get to her kids in a minute when I put my teacher hat on. Right now, I have my recovery addiction.
Well, I want to allow everybody else a chance to speak too, because I won't be on too long about this.
That's fine. So I'm going to get to the kids thing real quick. As a teacher, those kids are malnourished. I have made numerous calls as a teacher on children like hers. They get absolutely nowhere. I had a child that was, when I taught special ed, that was in a wheelchair. She would come to school with feces on her bottom. I knew she wasn't being changed. I knew, and I made so many phone calls that the district fired me because this child was being abused, and I knew it. So when I look and have seen what she's doing with her kids, her addiction is taking precedence over anything: food, motherhood, everything.
Well, when we look at what's going on here in the videos, I mean, what are your suggestions? I mean, people are, you can't stop people from gifting her. I just wish that people would be more cautious about who they send their gifts, their money to, because you're not helping her. When she put, like, just like with
it's enabling.
With OMG Terrence, you're not helping them. If Terrence, he always has a goal. He always has this. He always has that. But he has 2 phones, nail done, hair done, all this, whatever stuff. He has his stuff. So at some point, we have to acknowledge that sitting here begging is not influencing. That's panhandling people. And hey, people are going to donate. We can't stop people from donating. I just think people need to be more cautious and be more aware of who they're donating to.
I think awareness is the word. It's not so much caution. I think it's awareness. And I think that's where everyone, me included. I mean, I've got like that I can make an influence. And if you look at what I've already done on my platform, like, I think it's a cohesive effort. And as far as Shay is concerned, someone's going to have to step in on a local level and until CPS, and you've said it perfect. When you said they can come in, they can look. This girl that had the feces, when they went and did the check, the father's growing roaches in the basement, like African roaches. Like, there's all garbage around the house. But CPS, according to them, they said, oh, it's safe. I mean, there's a Netflix documentary about a young boy where teachers made zillions of phone calls.
Yeah, and that's why I said, I wanted people to understand, like, even though you call CPS, we have this expectation on the internet, and I think, like, we think like, oh, something's going to happen immediately. I do want to get to Rena, and I do want to get to Sophia, that something's going to happen immediately, and it doesn't always happen because, the standard for cleanliness, the standard for care is not what people think. And what abuse is not always what people think it is. And so things don't always happen in the way that it should. Thank you so much, Mafia Princess.
I'm going to leave you with this, just so people have a full understanding. My very first phone call that I had to make to DCFS was a 7-year-old boy, and he was being abused.
Is this going to be a trigger warning that people should
yeah, little trigger warning. This is physical abuse. Trigger warning.
Okay.
He was coming to school with abuse, and I kept documenting it and calling it in. And it took me 7 phone calls to DCFS, and 7 times, because the last time he came into school, and mind you, a 7-year-old, okay, he had a footprint on his back. And that was the call that sent him to his grandmother's. So why I say that is, please be persistent. Don't give up. It takes more than one call. It always takes more than one call. And it takes people leading it with a heart of, I want this for the better. It's not about trying to take something away. It's about, this child deserves better.
Right.
So thank you so much.
No, thank
Love
you.
all.
I appreciate you, giving us some insight. Rena, what are your thoughts?
So I'm sorry, I was low-key tearing up because hearing her talk like that made me so angry when she was on here. But so I didn't really remember who she was until I remembered that video. I don't know much about her, but I remember that video that went viral of the whole thing with her niece. And then I remember exactly who she was. And I just want to say, like, I don't know, maybe I should preface trigger warning, but I went through the same thing that her niece went through. So when I was little and I would have family friends, like their sons or whatever that were my age, when they would do stuff like that to me, I had their parents and my aunts and uncles would say the same thing. They were like, oh, he's your age, like he just has a crush on you, and he you're just kids, they don't know any better and whatever. But then like, her niece is gonna grow up and become an adult and realize what the hell she went through, and is gonna have the absolute, like, you know what I mean, like, kind of like just realization that no one stood up for me, no one, like, no one, you know what I mean, like, because that's what I kind of, that's what I kind of went through as I grew up. And I realized, because she's like, oh, they don't know what sexual assault is, they don't know what that stuff is, but they are one day they're gonna know what the hell that is, and they're gonna realize what the hell happened to them.
And that kind of trauma, like, people have to understand, that kind of trauma sticks with you. It sticks with you in your memory, your muscle memory, your body. Like, it's embedded in your memory. And there's too many people who, like, in her brain, who think, well, they just won't remember. But that kind of trauma is muscle memory. Everything about it is ingrained when it happens. And for her to sit there, and I got so frustrated with her, because, for her to sit there and go, well, I was going to wait until after I got done with my live to handle it. No, you got to handle that right then and there. She needed you. She don't need you right after. Handling it after the live is too late. It's too late after that.
Yeah, no. No, yeah, and then the fact that she was like, well, those aren't my kids. It doesn't matter. That's not a point you shouldn't be making, because any kids around you should feel protected, whether it's related to you or not. And she can make the argument, well, they're not my kids, it's not my job to parent them. Well, no, but, like, it's like, if you're seeing something that's obviously wrong and obviously something that is harming this little girl, you need to step in and separate them. Maybe, like, get the parent. Where was the mom? Where was the,
right.
You know what I mean? Where
I think
was the
she
mom?
was babysitting, you know what I mean? And that's what really
that's what I thought too.
which is really upsetting. I don't know if my mod in here. If Mo is in here, if you could start the poll on whether or not you could stop the guilty or innocent poll. Go ahead or guilty or not guilty poll for Lachey, if you could go ahead and start that poll. That's what's really frustrating for me, is because she sat there and she acted like it's not a big deal. They don't understand it. They don't have to understand it. Sophia, what are your thoughts?
Basically the same things. I was just kind of noticing in you guys' debate or whatever, how disassociated she was from sexual assault at all. Like, it was just very defensive and combative, no sign of remorse. The biggest thing, her talking about her apology videos, seemed to be more directed to her fans or whomever versus actually being sorry for what she did. Like you said, your apology doesn't matter because of how you're acting right now. And it just really pisses me off because it's just like, someone has said it in the comments, your addiction is social media. You don't give a fuck about these kids.
No.
You don't care about these kids. And it's just really scary because how chill she was in that video. It's like, this is not the first time any of this has happened at all.
That's my fear. My fear is that that's what we saw by coincidence on a live.
Exactly.
What's going on behind closed doors? Because you know what I mean? Like that, if it's true she was babysitting and that's what they do in front of their aunt, imagine what they do behind closed doors. Like,
exactly.
Well, I mean, imagine
the really scary part about it.
Imagine she goes to sleep. You know what I mean? She's not, if she doesn't, think about it. If she hears this while she's awake and she doesn't want to get off alive and do anything, imagine when she's sleeping, she may hear some ruckus and whatever, and she doesn't want to get out of bed to help because she cares more about her so-called beauty sleep.
This was just another day to her. This was just something normal. Yes. She just happened to be caught on live, and that's the only reason why she cares or made a apology video in the first place, because she was caught. And so it's really sad for those kids. It's really sad for those kids, and I hope that something can be done, because how she just was up here on this back and forth was really like, it was terrifying to me. Like, it was really scary to me.
Yeah, she didn't think anything was wrong, and that's what frustrates me.
It literally was making me tear up listening to this girl.
Yeah, I could never imagine, and it's sad, but there are mothers like that. This is what sexual assault doesn't just happen because of men. Sexual assault happens because women allow it to happen.
Yep,
and you have to understand, people are selfish. People are selfish out here. I want to thank you guys for joining. There is somebody in my box who had made a racist video about me, and he's in here, so I'm going to drop you guys real quick. I'm going to address him real quick because obviously he wants my attention. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Obviously, he wants my attention, and, we have the time. So let me just go ahead and address this guy here. I don't know. It says it was connecting, but it doesn't seem to be connecting. I'm not going to waste any more time. It said that it was connecting, but I don't see it connecting. Yeah. Well, it was Joseph. Oh, wait, hold on. Blessings Beauty wants us to come. I know I want to give them.
Girl. So, hey, Karen, I had to come up. First of all, I want to say something as a parent of a baby on the way and 4 other children. I feel like that, as parents, we love our children. But for her, she's in denial. And I feel also as a makeup artist, her makeup is trash. Okay. I mean, if you got, I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but them brows was uneven, y'all, and I just got to keep it real. The concealer was blinding me. The colors of whatever she put up there to try to, it looked like Dollar Tree DIY with a Uber tube. I need that girl to really understand, if you trying to be a makeup artist, you need to have a license. That's one. 2, you need to also have insurance just in case you mess up on somebody's makeup. It is a hot mess when you out here trying to put out makeup and you a whole fraud. Now, when I seen her in that live and that child was in there, it was traumatic. Okay, the wig was lifting up at the same time, yelling and screaming. I'm hearing that child going crazy. I'm just saying. And another thing that pissed me off. There's a video about her boyfriend. She made him a full course meal, y'all. And the children was splitting chicken nuggets. Now, how in the world you gonna be a parent and sit there and you make a meal for a man that ain't even your husband? Okay? I just got a problem with women like her frauding the system and frauding people being makeup artists. And I'm reason why I'm saying this, Karen, and I think people don't understand it. I think when people find it very hard that, as makeup artists, we try to get our things out there and we try to take care of our family. That's our income. We have to get insurance because when we go to bridals, when we go to other events down the prom and everything, we got to have insurance on us just in case people want to take us to court. But when she's out here stealing pictures, of people's portfolio, and you're also out here saying that you are a licensed makeup artist. No, I really wanted to come up here, Karen, and challenge her. Let me see your credentials. Let me see your resume, because you're out here frauding people and you're not being 100. I know Miss Keep It Up with Jazz is a makeup artist as well. I know Miss Jazz, and she's a makeup artist, and I'm a makeup artist myself. And I put out my blood, sweat, and tears. And for her to be doing this, do you understand? You messing up people's money. You out here on TikTok lying like that. And then your children are not being fed. And you know what that look like, Karen? That's a felony class 6. That's a neglect.
But you know what though? The problem is not only proving neglect, is somebody actually taking and caring enough. You know, the point of me having this live was to also talk to her, because like I said, I feel like, you know, like people were, she said there was a point in one of her videos where she was crying. She was saying how she didn't want her kids to be taken away. She wanted to, you know, and I said, okay, well, let's have an actual conversation.
Right.
Let's see if we could come to an understanding. Maybe you learn from this, you get some treatment, you move on, you feel, you know what I mean? You feel better about yourself, and you can become the parent that you should be, instead of coming up here with an attitude. Well, this is why I didn't want to. Well, first of all, you didn't have to be here, right? I said one thing. You already made your response. She made a response video and said that she wasn't going to be up here. Fine, don't come up here, sis. But then when you come up here, don't try to dictate how everything goes, because I tried to give you the opportunity. Thank you so much, Blessings by Beauty.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I appreciate you, Karen. But absolutely. I just want to say something before Miss Jazz say something. I hope your wig fly off the back of your head to touch your ankles, because you are a problem in the community of cosmetics, for cosmetics, as well as whoever is giving her all these products. You should be ashamed of yourself. Whoever sending her money, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. And God don't like ugly, just like her breaking mirrors. Goodbye, Miss.
All right, thank you. And you know, listen, the thing is, not everybody is going to know what she's up to. You know what I mean? Not actively putting people in harm. Keeping up with Jazz. What's up? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is, I have a child. I have a daughter. And my thing is, you have sons, and you're sitting up here doing your makeup, and your niece is in the background screaming. And you telling him, don't kiss her like that. Don't kiss her like that. You should have got your ass up and told him, like, hey, don't do that, or I'm going to beat your ass. And for me to just let her, she just sitting there. Then you get on TikTok and you're screaming, talking about, I can't take this, da 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 da. Get your ass off TikTok.
Get
TikTok
off the TikTok.
Obviously, is not paying your bills.
No.
So you need to get off and prioritize your children.
And that's the thing. TikTok is not paying. Listen, I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, I host, you know, Karen's Court. This is like full-time work, but I work a full-time job too. And I think people think that just because you have a certain amount of followers, that comes with a certain amount of money. It doesn't. 1.8 million followers is not $1.8 million, which is why we have to work full-time jobs. There's a reason why me as a parent, I come and have this show at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because 9 times out of 10, I have made sure that my daughter has had dinner, she in bed, she's asleep, she had to get a bath or whatever she had to do. It's already done before I get on here, so there is no actual interruptions. That's why it's so late. That's why I have it in the evening. I don't have it in the evenings because I just feel like it. I have it in the evening because I have other stuff to do with my family and my daughter, and I have to work during the day. So you can't just sit here on TikTok and act like, you know, that, you know, being an influencer is very a misguided perception. And that there's realities that people don't really realize. And that's what I wanted to talk to her about, because this sitting here begging for, there are free services out there. There are free services for a lot of things, but you know what? That shouldn't be your crutch. That shouldn't be your safety net. When Thanksgiving come up, When Thanksgiving come up, yes. There's people who are serving food to the homeless all the time, but that doesn't mean that I should rely on that to feed my kids on Thanksgiving Day if I can help it. Right? Like, if I can help it, that shouldn't be what I should rely on. Go ahead, keeping up with Jazz. Jazz, did you have any more else you wanted to add?
And then another thing, I heard she doesn't take her kids to school.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
heard.
like, if you got your ass up, get them ready, fix them breakfast, go to school, then you get like a little part-time job since you don't want to work fully. You can do a little part-time job, get your little TikTok live in, go to school, pick them up, fix them their dinner, let them play a little bit, put their ass in the tub, because I know she's not putting their ass in the tub every day.
Right.
And then you can get on TikTok and do what the hell you want to do.
And do what the hell you want to do.
Do what you want to do.
But why is
her
it every
priorities
time
are so fucked up?
Why is it every time you're on live, the kids are in the background? That means you're not prioritizing the kids. You said, you know what, I need to start a live. Y'all be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, that's not prioritizing. That's not making sure the kids are straight before you do what you got to do. Now, obviously, you can have a live. Nobody's saying you can't go live with your kids all awake and doing the stuff, but you have to understand that kids are going to interrupt you. If they're not some 12, 16-year-olds who like, peace, I'm about to go do B, I have nothing for you, mom or dad. If they not like that, then they're going to go do what they want to do. Then you know what a toddler going to do. You know what a 5, 6-year-old going to do. They're going to want to be in your face.
Show this.
Fuck Kenny, what are your thoughts?
Another thing I want to say is I'm from Georgia, and I remember this incident where my whole family caught the flu, and my mom did not call the school to let them know like the situation. And a week passed by. My principal was at the door knocking with like other administrators asking if I was okay, and she let them know the situation. And I see like on her lives where the kids would be like home on a good March, like when really no holidays or anything, just there, like not doing anything, just playing around. I'm like, them kids don't have school. It's like, 11 o'clock, and she's like, it's no school today. It's no school today. I never seen a school out that much.
Right.
And like, I don't know if like the administrative is like, coming to her house, like they're not sending homework.
Thanks,
like,
Jazz.
I just don't understand how like she cannot. And then like, I heard the school is kind of
say that it was his cousin that did it to the niece and he didn't do anything. And that was another point that I was going to make, that very soon that she was going to try and bring her kids on and use them as cash cows and further try and enlarge her platform because of this influencer culture that we're going through right now.
You're not finna do it to me. I shed my tears already. And it wasn't on camera. Well, it kind of was on camera, but it wasn't on camera. So, at the end of the day, I'm gonna prove my point, so I don't care. Videos don't though. Videos don't though. The screen recordings don't though. The screen recordings don't though. You let this. You did this. You did that. You did this. You're a terrible person. And you're not. And you're not this. And you're not this and that. You're this and that. And you're you this and that. You did this. Why won't you do this? Do this. Do this. What? That's how y'all sound. Y'all sound like, do this. Do this. Like, bitch, you can't tell me what the fuck to do. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. That's what y'all not getting. You cannot tell me what the fuck to do, bro. Y'all not getting that in y'all little heads, bro. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. I run you. I run you. When I get on live, you're gonna be here. When I'm out of my business, you're gonna be here. That's how that goes. When I'm out of my business, you're gonna be here. So, turn the comments back on, please, because they not hurting me. They're not hurting me. They want to hurt me, but they're not. Let me play this song that was requested. Cause y'all, they trying to get me, and y'all not getting me. Y'all think y'all know me, y'all don't. Oh, y'all can play some upcoming artists too. Y'all can play some upcoming artists too. If you got a cousin or something that wanna be out here, better. What she say? Who she say? Make me over. Oh yeah, that song need to be played right now. That song need to be played right now. That song need to be played right now. Oh God, it definitely do. That song definitely. Hold on. Let me play the other one.